let's continue our developing story this afternoon. A major prisoner exchange is underway between Russia and the West. In the last few minutes, it's been reported, according to Turkish officials, that the reporter for the Wall Street Journal, Evan Gershkovich, along with Paul Whelan, who's a former US Marine, and others, have now been exchanged as part, as we say, this ongoing prisoner exchange between Russia and a number of Western nations. Our Security and Defence Editor, Deborah Haynes, is here with us now for some more on this. So look, Deb, it was suggested this was going to be happening. We were waiting for the moment for it to begin. We can see that is, we think, one of the jets that are carrying some of these people on the tarmac in the Turkish capital, Ankara. Just give us a sense of how big a moment this is now in this prisoner exchange.
It's extraordinarily huge moment. It's very significant. It's got sort of the echoes of the Cold War when we had these prisoner exchanges, these spy swaps. Like the largest known prisoner exchange was back in 1985, and that involved 29 individuals. I mean, potentially this could be even bigger. The last big one that we had in the post-Cold War era was in 2010, when you'll remember there were 10 Russians that had been detained by the United States for spying, including Anna Chapman, and they were exchanged for 4 individuals, including a name that viewers will recognise, Sergei Skripal, the Russian double agent who worked for MI6 and was then attacked in 2018 with a Novichok poison. So even though the exchange happens, the sort of the hostilities might continue. But this is a very significant moment, and clearly both sides wanting to get their people back and willing to negotiate, even though this is a period of extreme hostilities.
And what's it tell us about the sort of the balance of those that are being held and those that are being exchanged? I mean, we are expecting there to be Russians held in the US exchanged as well, and some of those that are being held there, you know, are accused of having provided American-made munitions, electronics to the Russian military, accused of huge frauds and thefts of some $93 billion. And, you know, on the other side, we've got journalists and activists being exchanged. What does that tell us about the imbalance between the two sides?
Well, and also an individual detained in Germany who was found guilty of killing someone in a Berlin park. I mean, these are very, very serious crimes on the one hand, and then on the other, it's dissidents that have spoken out against the Russian regime, and, like you say, journalists, innocent civilians who are being used as pawns. Obviously, Russia accusing Evan Gershkovich of spying, which has been categorically denied by the US, by his employer. So it is a dangerous time, but again, echoes of the Cold War, where the two sides are using all different means to fight each other.